The boy took just a small bite of the caviar that had fallen on the ground. To his surprise, he discovered that this million-dollar delicacy tasted so foul it was worse than poop. From that moment on, he learned an important lesson about the adult world. No matter how expensive the food is, it's just another symbol of wealth and status. Years later, the boy, using his intelligence and skills, became a world-renowned top chef. With his culinary mastery, he easily manipulated the wealthy elite, who had once flaunted their riches and status, to his will. And this was just the first step in his revenge on the rich. Determined to find a worthy successor to carry on his legacy, he sent his assistant out to scout for promising candidates. A talented young girl, from a poor background, caught the assistant's eye. Anyone who tasted her stir-fried rice noodles praised her cooking. The assistant, just catching a whiff of the aromatic dish, was immediately captivated and handed the girl a business card. He told her she shouldn't be wasting her talents here. The girl merely glanced at the card, but reluctantly stuffed it into her pocket. That evening, she looked up the restaurant listed on the business card. To her shock, she found out that the restaurant was run by the legendary chef Paul. Not only did it have pictures with various top celebrities, but even ordinary people had to book reservations 2 years in advance just to eat there. And Paul was none other than the boy who had once tasted the foul caviar. The next day, the girl went back to her food stall to cook, but saw the assistant waiting for her in a Ferrari, asking her to hop in. Having been poor for most of her life, she decided to go and see what it was all about. Walking into the upscale restaurant felt like stepping into a whole new world. The lavish decor left her in awe, like a clueless swan among ducks. The assistant took her to a high-end kitchen, where the stoves ran on hydrogen fuel. There were over 10 different knives of various sizes, and the cleanliness of the blades was so impeccable they could be used as mirrors. However, while she was absorbed in the surroundings, she accidentally dropped a knife. Embarrassed, she apologized, only to be met with mockery. The unconfident girl thought about leaving, but as she was about to walk out, the legendary chef Paul blocked her way. Standing face to face with her idol, the girl made up her mind to stay. The interview was simple. The task was to cook a meal. When Paul heard this, he almost laughed out loud. This challenge was too easy for him. He confidently scooped a serving of steaming hot rice onto a plate. Meanwhile, the girl grabbed a box of leftover rice from the fridge and picked out 2 perfectly rounded eggs. As the peanut oil coated the bottom of the pan, she cracked the eggs in and began scrambling. When the eggs were about 80% cooked, she added the cold rice to the mix. On the other side, Paul was much more refined. He melted butter in the pan, and when the eggs were half cooked, he added Argentine shrimp to enhance the flavor. Then, he added peas and diced carrots for color, followed by freshly cooked rice, stirring everything together. One cooked on low heat, while the other was fried on high. Soon, 2 very different fried rice dishes were ready. One was perfectly golden and aromatic, while the other was dry, but the grains were distinct. It seemed like a one-sided competition, but when Paul took a small spoonful of the fried rice, he sniffed it carefully, and then announced that the man should go home. The man, full of arrogance, couldn't understand where he went wrong. But a top chef like Paul wasn't going to waste words on a small fry. Instead, he told the girl that the secret to making the fried rice delicious lay in the leftover rice from the night before. Although the girl won the challenge, the strong scent of stir-fried noodles on her clothes clashed with the elegance of the restaurant. After a quick cleanup, she stood in front of the mirror, thinking that she was about to reach the pinnacle of the culinary world. However, Paul, with his perfectionism and harsh standards, would soon bring her back to reality.